politics show today with a little lifestyle. Big news today, FIFA announcing the vote has been cast. North America is getting FIFA back in 2026. I'd like to welcome Matt Puglise with the American Outlaws, Vice President.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming back, and we appreciate it because we got the coach perspective from Craig Stewart.
Yeah, that was great.
You know, he's clearly a diehard England fan. And just what it means for his players and the player development. I mean, looking at 2026, here we are in 2018, we're probably going to see a whole host of new faces. But I wanted the fan perspective. You were waiting, you were saying, are we going to get it?
We had the same feeling in 2022, and we were very disappointed then. But now that it's 2026, we have a lot of time to build and a lot of time to get ready.
A lot to look forward to. One of the things I want to talk with you about, because you had a chance to check out some of the press conference at Gillette today, there's been some questions around the future of especially Revolution Soccer at Gillette, but there's the facility there, the Crafts have it. They are committed to having Gillette be that potential host city on that short list for 2026.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be Gillette Stadium. Obviously, with a World Cup, they want to be able to put as many people in the stands as possible. Typically, a soccer-specific stadium holds 20 to 25. So with Gillette being 68,000, it's the clear and obvious choice to host these games.
And so what are we keeping an eye on? Let's talk about the expansion of the field. We'll go into sort of maybe some FIFA politics as well. But what does this mean? Is it obviously more games, more exposure? Are you a fan of expanding the field? Yes and no?
Yeah, yes and no.
You're like the purist in me is like,
It's always great to know that a tournament that stays at 32 teams is it's exclusive. You have to be good to get in, but at the same time, being more inclusive and getting more countries in there. We've seen Iceland and Serbia and some of these smaller countries be able to get in, and I think it's always fun to those dark horse candidates to get in. So expanding the field only adds more of that and lets in some other countries.
So let's look ahead. It's 2018. We know the disappointment of the U.S. national team not being involved with this World Cup. What do you see moving forward? Who's in the pipeline? Do you think they rebound from this stronger than ever? Is soccer strong here in the country? Are we going to see them in 22 and 2026?
So it's really interesting. I mean, with the disappointment of not qualifying for 2018, we've gotten to see some players that we normally wouldn't get to see, and we're obviously running out a lot of our younger players. Obviously, everyone knows who Christian Pulisic is, but we're running out other guys, Tyler Adams, Josh Sargent, Matt Miazga, these guys. So I know that a lot of the fans are really excited to see these younger, hungry guys come out and prove themselves. But it's really interesting with this being in 2026. It's 8 years from now.
There's players out there we might not have heard of yet.
There's a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid right now who could be starring for the U.S. men's national team in the World Cup that we host here. So, and maybe he's from Providence. We don't know. So it's really, really exciting to see some of these new faces come up and reinvigorate people's interest in the U.S. men's national team.
And how do we stack up internationally with player development? Oftentimes you have seen kids go from the States to England, go abroad for that player development. Are we improving that player development standpoint here in this country?
I definitely think that we are. I mean, we have a long way to go, and we have a long way to catch up with other people, but we're improving things, and we have different avenues for kids to get into professional sports here. You had PC's men's soccer coach on. College sports is one way, and going abroad is another. So I think that we definitely have some catching up to do, but we have some interesting, unique factors that make us different from other countries, which I don't think we should necessarily get rid of altogether.
Let's talk a little bit about that fan experience. We were talking a little bit about what this economic impact could be.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're talking Gillette. We know what happens when teams play at Gillette here in Providence.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at even just for the Patriots, I mean, a lot of the teams that come to play the Patriots stay in Providence, and the same with the Revolution. So it's going to be a huge, huge boost. I mean, hotels, restaurants, bars, shopping, tourism in general around Rhode Island will definitely go up in 2026 with the World Cup coming.
So you're keeping an eye on Russia for the World Cup this year. So talk with us. I mean, even with the U.S. team not being involved with this World Cup, I mean, the excitement must be palpable right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're the American Outlaws. We're doing a big party at Brass Monkey on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. with the very first game, going all the way through the day.
And you're gonna be glued to the TV.
I'm going to be glued. Well, I have a wedding in Newport later on that day, but I'm going to be glued to it as much as I possibly can. But no, it's really exciting, and obviously there's a lot of disappointment, but at the same time, this gives us a chance to watch this tournament how we normally wouldn't, where we can really just enjoy it, take in all the soccer that we possibly can, and maybe get behind one of those small countries I mentioned that is a dark horse candidate.
Okay, so get behind those the dark horses. Talk with us a little bit about FIFA. and the organization in general. They've had some issues.
Oh yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, it's interesting that such a huge governing body would go through such a large scandal like that. But things hopefully seem to be on the upturn. Obviously, you guys mentioned earlier the transparent bid process they went through, and they're doing what they can. I mean, obviously, there's still a long way to go. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but hopefully, things are starting to turn for the better.
And we did talk with Coach Craig a little bit about 2022 and Qatar, the potential that they might be playing indoors because it's so hot.
Yeah, I mean 120 degrees during the highest part of the day. So that's a lot to ask from just people walking around, let alone people out on a soccer field.
So what else should fans know? I mean, clearly soccer fans around the country are elated today to find this. Do you think we know who those hosts? We've seen the short list, and we're talking here about Boston. But do we think we know where we're going to see these games in 2026?
Well, I don't think you can say for certain anywhere yet, but there's a lot of soccer projects going on around the country right now. Most notably, FC Cincinnati was just announced as a MLS expansion city. Obviously, LAFC just put in their brand new beautiful stadium in downtown Los Angeles. So there's a lot going on in the soccer world in terms of these host cities that will really try to promote them up and build them up as a place to put these games. And I know that everyone's excited about the prospect of having up to 6 games at Gillette Stadium in 2026.
And you talk about that big stadium feel that Gillette has that capacity to have a World Cup capacity crowd. But as we know, the Crafts have been looking at a new soccer-specific stadium for the New England Revolution. Let's talk a little bit to that. Do we have any idea what we're going to see moving forward?
I don't think yet. I mean, they're still very committed to building a soccer-specific stadium. Obviously, their goal has always been to have a stadium in Metro Boston somewhere, and that presents unique challenges in itself.
So why not Providence, Crafts? Why not here?
It would be great for a lot of the fans that we have down here. But obviously, having it on public transportation is a big thing. They want to be in a metro hub where they can really grab that college crowd, that the immigrant crowd. They can really grab these people whose soccer is a big part of their lives. So it's tough. I know that they're still committed to doing it, though. I know that it's still the number one goal that they have. So hopefully, before 2026, we've got some good news here.
So interesting to look back to 1994. Think about how the world has changed.
Oh my gosh.
No one was on their smartphone tweeting about that. I mean, we see the soccer world in which we live and the sports world in which we live, but I mean, it's unbelievable to think back. I mean, but at the end of the day, the game's still the same.
Yeah, I think it's only changed for the better. I mean, people have so much more access now. You don't need cable necessarily to watch a game. You can stream it live, or you can sign up for a subscription service of some kind. So the World Cup in 1994 was huge for the United States and huge for U.S. soccer. And I think that the 2026 World Cup is only going to be bigger. It's only going to add more to that with the amount of access that people have now. It's going to be great.
It's going to be very interesting to see who has viewing rights, whether they're television or streaming.
Oh, I know. We have no idea.
Again, it's going to be a whole new world order in 2026. But again, the big announcement today that FIFA has voted for North America in 2026. Matt Puglise, I appreciate your taking the time to come in today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'll let you around the corner. We'll talk with you soon.
Sounds great.
Okay, thanks. Okay, it's been a busy day here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. 3 o'clock, Rick Simone with The Taste, talking with some great event-based establishments here in Rhode Island. Summer's a great event time. Actually, it still smells a little bit like lobster and a clam boil in here. It smells wonderful and summery. And then 4 o'clock, want to thank Robin Garceau with Robin Garceau Interiors, Craig Stewart with Providence College Men's Soccer, and Matt Puglise. Again, the big news today, FIFA 2026 World Cup will be in North America, Boston, Gillette, on the short list to host. That just about wraps up another day here. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the Rhode Island State House. Governor Gina Raimondo will be joining GoLocal Live, and others will watch you. We'll be hoping you watch us up there. We'll be up there bringing news and politics straight to you. But in the meantime, be sure to read GoLocalProv.com. Watch us on Facebook. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel.